Samaj gang, Chicago in the building. City Nash, my boy, what's the word? Man, look, I ain't trying to, be in y'all business or, what y'all got going on with y'all opinions about the death of Goonew and how they celebrated it. There's one thing that everybody gotta remember. His people spoke on his wishes for when something happened to him, how he wanted to be celebrated. So take that into account. Nobody can't have no opinion on this situation. Everybody just got to respect that dead man's wishes. From little shit I seen and heard and watched it, of the situation. I think that's how he said he wanted to be celebrated, based off of what I was seeing on the internet. We will never know how true that is because he's not here to speak up for himself or, let us know that's what he told his people. But that's what his people were saying, I think. I'm pretty sure I heard that in some YouTube clips. But my boy Samaj, when you talk about spiritual shit, you got to go deep. You got to go back. I'm Hebrew Israelite, so, you got to go back in time. You right. When we leave this motherfucker, we going back to the earth, where we come from, right? But our ancestors celebrated our deaths. No, they ain't take our bodies and put it all in no motherfucking clubs or we ain't had that shit back then. This is what you got to remember, Samaj. Times have changed. Where we are at in the world as of today has changed. Because we all know, us as black people, we ain't in the land that we come from anyway. So, the way we do things gonna be a little bit different in the Western world. You know what I'm saying? In the Western civilization. Based off of the things that they, like, embedded in our brains and the way they cultivated our culture. We only know how to celebrate certain ways. We only know how to react to certain situations certain ways. And it's all in the ways that they cultivated. That's why the death rate is sky high. That's why the unemployment rate is sky high. That's why homelessness is, however the way the fuck you say that shit. Homeless people, there's a lot of homeless. Or there's a lot of motherfuckers, instead of getting jobs, they go get drugs. All that shit is just the way they cultivated our way of thinking. All the way when you go back to the Willie Lynch era. So, when you speak on spiritual and certain matters dealing with what y'all talking about, you got to think about the common as well on what led up to this point, on how we act as people. Knowing what we know or feeling deep inside, knowing what we do is wrong or off or awkward, and don't even understand why we do the things we do and display the actions that we display. See, I always tell everybody, it starts with self. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But no one should be judging, no matter, or each other, because that's not for none of us to do. That's for the Most High. I hope what y'all got going on don't start a little crow between you two. I don't think so. Like said, he said that's your opinion. Like you say, that's his opinion. But if y'all gonna go deep into it, y'all both gotta look at shit for what it really is. Y'all gotta understand our past, know what we going through in our present, and shit. Everybody can already see how the future gonna be. Shit, it's bleak. Cause nobody ain't out here trying to do nothing for the youth. Shit. Ain't nobody trying to cultivate our culture the right way and let them know, no, instead of putting the motherfucker out right in the club, or we come to the crib and celebrate the death, and motherfucker sitting up in the chair right there in the corner, dead as hell, and everybody celebrating, sitting around and smoking. We ain't gonna know the right way to do things if we don't understand our history, if we don't do our research and our homework on the type of people we really are, and how we supposed to celebrate life and death as black people, as Afro-Asiatic people, you know what I'm saying? As Middle Eastern people, because what people fail to realize, Africa is the Middle East. All that shit was together. They separated that shit with the Suez Canal. Long story short, Don't attack each other, y'all, off y'all opinions. Don't be so biased. Try to understand what's really going on with a situation or a matter before you even speak out on it, as far as, is that something that he wanted the family to do for him? If something went wrong with him, is that one of his wishes? Was that one of his wishes? Why did they really go above and beyond to celebrate his death in that manner, besides that being his wishes? Is that a form of celebration that they know about? Do they know something we don't know? As far as how we're supposed to celebrate ourselves going out? Now the drinking and smoking and all that shit around them and all the corpse and all that, I understand you saying that's not the right way. Maybe they should have had him in, like, you know, a nice little place, standing upright so people can be around him and have some spiritual incense burning and, you know, shit like that. Maybe so, but none of us will really know unless we do our homework on how to celebrate ourselves going out and how to celebrate life while we still here. You got to go deep. You got to go back to Egypt. All that shit, like, shit was done different back in them days. But them ain't them times. A lot of shit been changed. A lot of shit changed. A lot of these countries we think third world really ain't even third world. They really ain't that far behind. When you call a country a third world country, that mean they years behind. Some of these countries 7 years behind. Why they only 7 years behind? Because they don't go off the Gregorian calendar. That's the Western way of time and date. And you see what I'm saying? Y'all got to start really doing y'all research and understanding why people do the shit they do and why they think the way they think. And why we so fucked up right now as a people, and we don't know how to do this and do that and the third, the right way and the accurate way, and the way it's supposed to be for us, is because we let these white people come and fuck us over and cultivate our fucking culture. Now we just doing whatever. But in the way that they want it, in their manner. Come together, man. Let's do some research. Let's see how this shit's supposed to be done. Come together, put our heads together, and try to change this shit. I'm out.